For over 1,000 years, pilgrims have flocked to this ancient monument, described as one of 7 wonders. So why do they come here, and where am I? Find out in just a moment. Today's search is about achieving a lifelong dream for our buyer and her feline friend.
I can visualise the cat in there already.
Yes,
that's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah. And with a top selection of properties, we might even have found a new home for her best friend too.
Quite charming. I could live here.
Oh,
Steady on, it's for me.
yeah, I might be selling it twice. Today we're in North Wales and I'm in the town of Holywell at St Winifred's Well. Now, St Winifred was the daughter of a Celtic noble who was beheaded in the 7th century by Prince Caradog after she refused his advances. The story goes that her severed head landed here, after which a powerful spring broke through the earth. What's more, legend has it that St Winifred was brought back to life by the power of prayer. Now, since that time, this well has been a place of pilgrimage, and every year visitors make the journey here to take the waters, which are believed to have healing qualities and are described as being one of the 7 wonders of Wales. The unofficial region of North Wales encompasses 6 counties, including Gwynedd, Conwy and Denbighshire. These counties are home to 3 designated areas of outstanding natural beauty, including the Clwyddian Range in the north and the Isle of Anglesey off the northwest coast. Much of Anglesey's 125-mile coastline is protected, making it the largest area of outstanding natural beauty in Wales. Snowdonia National Park, established in 1951, dominates the landscape, covering over 800 square miles. It has 9 mountain ranges, including the highest peak in Wales and England, Mount Snowdon. It's also a permanent home to a population of over 26,000 people. Rising in southern Snowdonia, the River Dee flows a distance of 70 miles, meandering through mountains and pasture land towards Chester. In places, the river forms both a natural and official border with England. The national park is also scattered with historic villages, such as Rowan, just a few miles from the north coast. The village is several times winner of the Tidiest Village Award and is known for its traditional whitewashed and slate Welsh cottages. So, with magnificent mountain scenery, dramatic coastlines and some of the best walking in the UK, North Wales makes a great countryside getaway. When it comes to the business of buying and selling homes in this beautiful region, the average price of a detached property across the 6 counties comes in at just over £180,000. Now that's a huge £116,000 below the national figure, making North Wales ideal for smaller budgets. However, the price can fluctuate from county to county. For example, Denbighshire offers the best value for money, but with the Snowdonia National Park at its heartland, it's Gwynedd that has the priciest homes. So what is it about North Wales that has captured the heart of today's buyer? Well, let's meet her and find out. 13 years ago, Paula relocated from Hertfordshire to Leeds for her job. She set up home on the outskirts of the city, where she met best friend Sheila.
We've been friends for about 13 years now. When I first moved into this estate and I lived in the house opposite Sheila.
Bearing in mind, I don't think we spoke, did we? I just...
Not at first, no.
We didn't.
I think I had a Christmas party the first year I moved in, and Sheila was there, larger than life, and I thought I could get on with that woman. Completely bonkers, but absolutely lovely and good at parties.
Well, I do try.
Paula's current home is a 3-bedroom detached house on a modern estate.
This property served its purpose really well, and being a modern property, it didn't need a lot of maintenance, but it isn't what I would have ideally chosen. It is quite densely populated around here. There's another new estate being built onto the estate that I live on, which is newer again, and There seems to be more and more people coming into the area all the time. So if anything, the traffic noise and the people noise will only get worse.
Having recently completed a physics degree, Paula is now semi-retired. So with her sights set on a quieter life for herself and her 17-year-old cat Purdy, she's decided to make a long-term dream of living in the Welsh countryside a reality.
North Wales is a beautiful part of the world and I just love it. I was born and grew up in Liverpool, so we used to go to Colwyn Bay for a week every year. And me and my sisters thought it was the best place ever and wanted to move there forever and pestered my mum and dad to get a house there, which of course they didn't. It's been a dream since then to go back to North Wales.
Paula currently volunteers once a week at a local donkey and horse sanctuary. So the idea of a rural countryside existence surrounded by farmland is just the ticket.
I've loved animals since I was little because we always had cats growing up. But really I'll talk to anything, any animal. So it's a potential to be surrounded by lots of animals and get involved in working with and caring for animals.
To get a second opinion on any potential properties, Paula's bringing Sheila along on the house hunt. With a passion for interior design, Sheila knows a thing or two about decor, but she's not as clued up when it comes to the search area.
Sheila's never been to Wales, so I'm going to have to show her on a map where North Wales is.
She will. She'll tell me. I think, I'll be honest with her, two heads are better than one. I'm sure between the two of us we'll come up with the right place.
I think we're both pretty straight.
Yeah.
We're both direct.
Yeah.
We don't hold grudges or get grumpy or anything.
Life's too short for that.
Yeah.
Paula would like to be within an hour's drive of her niece in Rhyl. She'd prefer a countryside to a coastal setting, but is otherwise happy to look anywhere. We're focusing our search in the counties of Gwynedd, Conwy and Denbighshire. I'm meeting up with the two friends ahead of the search to talk property particulars. Well, welcome, ladies, to North Wales.
Thank you.
Now, Paula, you've moved around a little bit, haven't you? Originally from Liverpool.
Yes.
Lived in Yorkshire for how many years?
13 years now.
And you're the one making the move. Why do you want to move to North Wales?
I am. I've loved North Wales since I was a child, and as you say, growing up in Liverpool, North Wales is like the nearest nice place to go for a holiday, or it was when I was little. I still think it's the most beautiful place I've ever been.
Does it feel like home already?
It is, yes, it is feeling like home, yeah.
And the wonderful thing is you've brought your best friend Sheila with you.
Yep.
To help us with this house hunt. How well do you two know each other?
We know each other very well.
Yeah?
Very well.
And you're going to be the person that's going to be head and heart, I'm presuming?
I am. I'm privileged, really, to be a part of it for her because it's so important for her.
Oh, how lovely. I'm feeling the pressure now. I'm feeling the pressure. So what type of property is it that you're looking for?
I love the traditional stone cottages with slate roofs. I love natural materials and lots of wood, so that's what I'd be hoping for.
How big is the property then? Tell me how many bedrooms, what it is you're looking for internally.
2 bedrooms would be absolutely fine, so there's one for me, one for a guest visiting. But then, yes, I would hope
Good.
so.
Well done, well done.
But I would need room for an office. So a little garden would be fine. I need some garden for the cat, but I don't really want the maintenance of a garden, so being on the edge of fields with the nice views would be the best of both, really.
Location?
Edge of a village would be lovely. Don't want to be too isolated, but so near enough to a village without being right in the centre of the noisy part.
So let's remind ourselves of how much you've got to spend here in North Wales.
£250,000.
Well, we do have some splendid properties to show you. That's all I'm going to say so far, because I think we should get started.
Definitely.
Come on, then. For a maximum budget of £250,000, Paula's looking for a traditional character cottage with a spare room for guests, as well as a dedicated office space. She'd like a kitchen with enough space to fit a table and needs a small garden for her pet cat. Last but not least, she wants somewhere in a quiet location, but near to or on the edge of a village. We've got 3 fabulous properties lined up for Paula and Sheila to view, all packed with character charm, but they'll only find out the price tag of each at the end of the tours. And for our final stop, we'll really be testing the water when we unveil our mystery house. We're beginning our search in the county of Gwynedd, heading for the hamlet of Saon. Just under 7 miles away, the village of Llanberis lies on the edge of Snowdonia and is a popular starting point for those exploring the national park. Amidst breathtaking mountain scenery, the village sits on the shores of the Clyn Padarn Lake. Its calm waters are ideal for water sports or for seeing the sights on a relaxing boat trip. Back up in Seon, the property we're seeing is in an elevated position surrounded by farmland. Well, we're quite high up here, aren't we, ladies? And it's a bit blustery, but I've brought you here to show you your very first property. What do you think?
Certainly ticking some of the boxes.
Yeah.
I've got my nice stone and my slate, yes. Looking good so far.
Sheila, what's going through your mind?
I think it's, looking at it, it's definitely got some of the original features that Paula wanted, like the stone.
Is it enticing you in?
Shall we have a look inside?
Oh, very diplomatic. OK, well, let's start the tour. Built in the 1800s of local stone, this property is a typical Welsh farm cottage. On paper, it's exactly what Paula asked for, so it seems a good starting point for our search. Can I say welcome to your cottage?
I like the initial feel very much. It's got the nice thick walls that give that cosy feel to it, I think.
Yeah, and that's important, isn't it?
It
Especially
is
if
very
you've
much what I'm looking for, yeah.
Sheila, as a best friend, has it got a Paula feel to it?
Yeah, I could probably see her in this room.
Yeah?
So far.
Good. Well, so far, so good. We're liking the sitting room. Let's see what you think of the kitchen.
Okay.
I think Paula appreciates the character of this place, but I'm not entirely sure whether I've got Sheila on board yet. So back across, you've got that lovely porch as you come in. And then you have this kitchen.
It's great. It's twice the size of the one I've got at the moment, so
Is
I'm
it?
very impressed, yeah.
I don't think you're going to run out of wood somehow,
No.
Paula. I think we're going to be all right with the wood. If it's to your taste, you really wouldn't need to do anything in here, would you, girls?
No.
No, I think I like the way they've tried to mix the contemporary along with the country.
You like it?
Blends it? Yeah, it blends in. Because sometimes when you try and mix the two, it doesn't work, but this works.
Well, the stylish kitchen has certainly got the seal of approval. Let's hope the bedrooms do too. Both doubles, they share the use of a beautiful bathroom, complete with a clawfoot bath. So this is the first of 2 bedrooms. And I think it'd be fair to say with this room, it's sort of semi-open plan.
It certainly is. I like the room itself and I love the window seat and the features, but I would have to give some serious thought to it being straight off the stairs like that. And of course you'd be able to hear everything from the living room below.
Now this could be the guest room then, and you could have the other bedroom.
Yes.
It is
yeah.
smaller, the other bedroom. I sort of earmarked that in my head as your second bedroom stroke office, because there are only 2 bedrooms in this cottage.
Right, OK. That would need serious consideration.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take you back outside because there is one more thing I'm going to mention to you. Let's see what you think.
Cool.
Outside, the property is attached to a neighbour on the rear side and doesn't currently have a dedicated garden of its own. But it's surrounded by open fields and farmland and features the most wonderful views. Although it doesn't have a garden, I wanted to explain the layout. Next door, you've got a courtyard here that is ready to be transformed, and you can see there's a barn. This is not part of your property, but I'm going to discuss this with
Right.
you
OK.
after we've done Guess the Price. How much do we think it's on the market for?
OK. I think I'd say £220,000.
OK. What do you think,
I'd
Sheila?
probably say £215,000.
The asking price for the cottage is £150,000.
Wow.
Really?
Wow. Right. So there's room for scope.
There
definitely.
is. And I wanted to mention the barn next door with this courtyard because we've spoken to the owners. They would look at an offer in the region of £30,000 to £35,000.
So still leaves plenty of money in the
Does.
pot.
Absolutely.
Very good news.
It could make a magnificent office.
Yes.
You could push through from the kitchen. You've got a wonderful garden here, and still, even with that work, way under your budget.
Way under. Yeah. Fabulous news.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm excited now.
Puts
yeah.
a different slant now on this beautiful cottage, doesn't it?
It looks even better now.
Yeah. Fancy going and have a second look?
Why not?
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For a staggering £100,000 under budget, this charming stone farm cottage has an abundance of character, with the 2 bedrooms Paula asked for and a roomy eat-in kitchen. Although there's no private garden at the moment, it's surrounded by open fields. And with the option to purchase the neighbouring barn and courtyard, Paula could create the separate office she wants.
The open-plan bedroom did put me off at first because that would have been the master bedroom. But then, thinking about it, it could be used as a guest room, and in that case it wouldn't be such an issue that it comes straight off the living room.
The price was amazing. I was not expecting that at all, so it was quite a shock. So she can do the improvements that she may need to do.
I think in light of the new information about being able to buy the barn as well, it's definitely a contender now.
All right, always good to have another look on your own, isn't it?
Definitely, really is.
Especially at that price.
Yeah.
We've shocked you. Let's see how we get on with our next property.
Definitely, can't wait.
Located in stunning Welsh countryside right on the Shropshire border is the magnificent 15th century Bryn Cynwalt Hall, which has been given a Grade 2 star listing, an accolade only awarded to around 5.5% of listed properties. The 1,700-acre estate has been the ancestral home of the Trevor family since the 10th century. The house we see today was constructed between 1612 and 1627 by Sir Edward Trevor. 14 generations later, Ian Hill Trevor resides in the property with his wife and dogs and is responsible for maintaining the estate after taking over the reins from his father nearly 20 years ago. With Paula's love of local architecture and Sheila's interest in interior design, we sent them to have a look around.
Hi, I'm Ian.
Hi Ian, nice to meet you. My name's Paula and this is Sheila.
Hi, thank you.
Was this house always a family home?
So yes, the family have always lived here since Sir Edward built it in 1612. His son, Sir John Trevor, inherited from him, and he is Speaker of the House of Commons. Other notable family members who've lived here are the Duke of Wellington's mother, who is Anne Trevor.
And how has the house changed over the years?
The house has changed substantially. The original house is Jacobean, the E-shape constructed by Sir Edward Trevor, which you see, and then the 2 wings were added between 1790 and 1820 by Charlotte Dungannon. She responded to the Gothic period at the time, and she rendered it. And then in the late 50s, the render was taken off the house and reverted back to its brick facade that you've got today. So it's had a lot of alterations over that time, and they continue on in the restoration and conservation of the house.
Ian's ancestor, Charlotte Viscountess Dungannon, shared his passion for this wonderful property. The daughter of the first Baron of Southampton, she married into the family before enlarging and extensively remodelling the Jacobean house, adding 2 new wings to include a drawing room, dining room, and enclosing the courtyard to create what is now the Great Hall.
So in the original house designed by Sir Edward Trevor, this was an open courtyard. And then in the 1790s, 1820s, Charlotte redesigned the house and put the staircase in. And so she redesigned this to make it the principal family house. And a lot of what's here today is really her work, and that's one of the peak points of interest in the family history.
Yeah, you can see the different style here between that part of
The
the
old,
house and this part.
the Jacobean and then the Georgian period, yes. And actually we've got Charlotte's book here, which has got a lot of her architectural drawings in it.
An amateur architect, Charlotte drew up a number of plans and sketches for the house herself, which she kept in a book. They offer a fascinating insight into the ideas that led to the final designs of the house.
You can see here where you can see the original Jacobean side of the house, and then she's trying to draw and design extensions to the house, and she's playing with different design details. So these were conservatories with different stone arches and different designs for window heads, square window heads and then arch window heads. And that's very much the design that we ended up with. And from here you can see she starts to redesign the internals of the house. She then starts to play with details of the columns and the staircase, which is what we've ended up with today. And then in the final detail, she was not only interested in the construction of the house, but she's also drawing furniture to put in the house. And here we have an early design of a jardiniere for holding plants. Something very similar was actually built there with a very similar pattern on it, and we assume that it was taken from these drawings.
Did she have a professional working with her?
Whether she was drawing those herself and then sending them off to a more professional architect to put them into scale and something for builders to work off, Details are sketchy, but that's what we assume happened.
Repairing and restoring this fabulous property is a long-term challenge for Ian. As well as conserving his family home, his aim, like his ancestors before him, is to ensure the estate remains an integral part of the local landscape and its heritage.
Thank you very much for showing us around. It's been absolutely fascinating.
Well, I hope you have a successful search, and I look forward to hearing where you end up.
Great. Thanks very much.
Heading back to the search, the pressure's on for me to find Paula her own piece of history where she can set up home here in North Wales. For our next property, we're heading east across the county of Conwy and into Denbighshire to the rural village of Henllan. The ancient parish just 2 miles from Denby is known for its unusual church. Its tower is separated from the main building, a design which is thought to have been an attempt to increase the area in which the church bells could be heard. The narrow streets here are bordered with limestone properties, with a 13th century thatched pub believed to be one of the oldest in Wales. Cradled in a valley, the village also enjoys superb views of the foothills below.
Well, ladies, you're probably wondering why I brought you here. Not only is this an amazing vista, but if you look up next to the church, that is our next house.
That looks amazing.
Yeah?
Beautiful.
And then, of course, right in front of us, we have some horses, because this is equestrian country, isn't it? I wonder whether these beautiful animals are going to be your neighbours when we look at the next house.
Sorry. That'd be fantastic.
A short stroll back to the village, our property is right next door to the church.
It's beautiful. Really lovely, yeah.
Looks lovely.
Gorgeous views all around. It's absolutely perfect.
Good, good. And Sheila, is the house going to be perfect?
I'm hoping so. Shall we have a look inside?
Let's, come on.
Despite being over 200 years old, this property has been sympathetically extended and restored. Now a well-presented modern home, it still retains many character features. Through the entrance hall, there are 2 equal-sized rooms either side of a central staircase. To the right, one reception has a small dining table, and to the other side, we find the main living room.
What do we think?
Stunning. Lost for words.
Oh, really?
Gorgeous. Yeah, really beautiful. I love it. I like the way they've done it. The decor is absolutely spot on, the way it is. The beams look really in keeping and natural.
Quite charming. I could live here.
Oh,
Steady on, it's for me.
yeah, I might be selling it twice. Well, let's see if this good news continues.
The kitchen at the back of the property is again a great-sized room, which is a pleasant surprise for a property of this age.
I just wasn't expecting so much space in an old cottage like this. So it's like, it just keeps on giving. It's getting bigger and bigger, like a TARDIS.
I think the contemporary looks good. It's good. That really works.
Yeah. This house isn't listed, but you will notice there's a very attractive stone wall next door to us. That is listed because it's part of the church.
Okay.
Not that you'd want to get rid of it because it's beautiful.
No.
Well, the good news is I've still got more to show you.
Heading upstairs, any one of the 3 large double bedrooms could be used as the master.
Now, I am hoping that upstairs is as well received as downstairs. Tell me what you see.
Again, it's still got the wow factor. It's beautiful. It's so big. Again, I think I'd have to buy more furniture if I were buying this house. And beautifully done. I could just move in as it is.
I think it's a bit of a winner, don't you, Sheila?
I do. Does it have an ensuite?
This doesn't. But what I can tempt you with is 3 bedrooms and a family bathroom.
Right, okay.
Fab. There's also a conservatory, which I'm going to walk you through, which I think is going to be quite tempting. And then, of course, we're going to go outside and talk about the price.
Okay, let's do it.
The conservatory on the back of the house is west-facing, as is the small landscape garden, enjoying the sun for most of the day. There's also a lovely private seating area.
Now, Paula, one of your requirements was a small, but I'm going to add, perfectly formed garden. Have we achieved it with this one?
10 out of 10.
Yeah?
Meets all my needs, for sure. I love it.
Two things I really want to point out, which I love. The fact that you've got your own piggery that has been converted into a little shed. The other one I want to point out is the building attached to the wall. Any idea what that might be?
Church?
It's the privy.
Yeah, the privy.
It's the privy. Luckily, you've got a beautiful bathroom inside, but that would have been the outside toilet. Now, I've done all the talking, as ever. You tell me what you think of this property.
Before I came here today, I wouldn't have dared to believe I could have a property like this, and I would have thought it was way out of my budget, so I'm going to guess at £250,000, my absolute maximum.
The top of your budget, right. I like the way you went straight into the money without me even asking. That's even better. That's a good sign.
£242,000.
In actual fact, the asking price offers over £240,000.
That's brilliant, that.
That is wonderful news.
How close are we with this property?
I can visualise the cat in there already.
Yes.
That's a good sign, yeah.
Yeah? So I think this is a good opportunity for you to go and have another look around. I think I might be finding a lovely spot to catch a few more rays of sunshine. What do you reckon?
Great stuff.
Yeah,
Don't
all
blame
right.
you. We're going to
I'll see you out here.
See you
Thanks.
later.
Under budget, this wonderful stone cottage offers Paula all the period character she was after, with the advantage of a modern and spacious interior. She'd have an extra bedroom for her office, room for a table in her kitchen, and a beautiful low-maintenance garden. It's also in a quiet village location.
So this is the smallest of the bedrooms, but it's still pretty big.
I like the space.
Yeah.
I like the space of this room as a spare one, and the high ceilings with the beams.
This house is fantastic. It's got all the benefits of a Welsh cottage, but none of the downside of them being small. I didn't expect 2 enormous downstairs rooms, as well as 3 large bedrooms.
I think this house is absolutely perfect, both internally and externally. I think it's beautiful.
I'm struggling to think of any downside to it, really, and I'm quite shocked that I've found such a lovely house.
Well, what a beautiful end to our day.
Definitely.
If ever you're looking around a house, that's how you want it to go. Come on, ladies.
We're halfway through our North Wales journey with semi-retired Paula from Leeds, who's supported on her property hunt by best friend and neighbour Sheila. Paula's hoping her budget of £250,000 will buy her the traditional cottage of her dreams. Still to come, our mystery house delivers in spades when it comes to character features.
I did ask for slate, didn't I? It certainly delivers on the slate front, yes.
And it's all aboard as I've got a return ticket to the 19th century.
I believe this is where all the magic happens.
This is indeed where all the magic happens.
Since coming to this region as a child on holiday, Paula has harboured a desire to move to North Wales. And yesterday, she came one big step closer. Although our first property gave her and friend Sheila the rural life and country view she craves, it was our second home that really captured her head and her heart. However, I wonder if today's mystery house might whet her appetite. Let's see how we get on. Right, well, here we go, girls.
Yep.
Ready for the next instalment?
Yep,
Yeah.
all excited, yep.
What face am I going to get if you don't like the look of it? Let's practice the face. OK, that's the face I've got to look out for. Sheila, what's the face I'm going to get if you don't like it?
You'll know.
Oh, no, yeah, I think I will with you, won't I? I think I am going to know. Well, hopefully, I'm going to get surprised faces with our mystery house, because it is a little bit of a surprise, I'm not going to lie, but it's worth it.
Our mystery house takes us back to the county of Gwynedd and into the centre of Snowdonia's National Park, to the hamlet of Rydysarn. Just 3 miles away, the historic slate quarrying town of Blaenau Festiniog has long been known as the town that roofed the world, but is fast gaining a reputation for its outdoor pursuits. There are plenty of cafes and shops for visitors and locals, and it's also home to the famous Festiniog Railway, the world's oldest narrow-gauge railway, originally built to transport slate nearly 200 years ago. passengers can enjoy the 13.5-mile journey exploring the coastline, woodland and mountains from the comfort of a beautiful old restored steam train. Away from the whistles of the locomotives, our mystery house is back in the peaceful hamlet of Ridisson.
So, ladies, time for our final property, which of course is...
The Mystery House.
Mystery House time. And here she is, right in front of us.
I did ask for slate, didn't I? And it certainly delivers on the slate front, yes.
It does. Just take a look at Sheila's face. Come on, Sheila. Tell me what's going through that mind of yours.
I'm curious to see inside.
Oh, you're so polite, aren't you? The reason we picked this property for you, it is a terrace, but it has the most unique view that, well, you're not really going to get from any other property.
OK.
Yeah?
Okay.
Yep, I'm keeping an open mind.
OK, let's start the tour.
Lovely.
They might not think this property has the wow factor from the outside, but I'm not writing it off just yet. Originally a watermill, it became a woolen mill in the 1800s and later a tannery. It was converted into a home in the late 19th century and is currently used as a holiday let.
So as we step through the door, ladies, tell me what you see.
First thing that catches your eye is, as you say, the view. You can see straight through to the other side, which is tempting me to go and have a look further. It is clean and tidy, bit of a blank canvas that I could put my stamp on.
It's very spacious.
Yeah. It's ready. I know you both love your sort of interior design. It's ready for that, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
You spotted a little bit of a view through there, shall we?
Yes, please.
At the back of the house is an attractive modern kitchen area opening onto a conservatory with a rather special feature.
Now, when there's mystery houses, they very rarely come with a view like this.
It's got its own little waterfall.
Yeah?
It's, yeah.
Go on, tell me, Sheila. Come on, be honest.
I think you could sit here and just watch the world go by, couldn't you?
You could. Just zone out.
Yeah.
And the kitchen, girls? What do we
The
think?
kitchen is nice too. Very clean, very smart.
Yeah.
Perfect for my needs.
Wonderful. Right. Well, I'm going to take us away from the babbling brook and head upstairs. Sheila, you go on first. Thank you.
Also on the ground floor is a large bedroom that would make an ideal office space. Heading upstairs, there's a single bedroom, a modern bathroom, and a very large double bedroom.
This is the master. You tell me, do you think this is larger than you thought it was going to be, or was it about right?
It's huge. I would never have dreamt it would be this big inside. It is
Glad you said
massive,
that.
yeah.
And they're quite high ceilings as well, aren't they? Which is
Absolutely,
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah. This is a blank canvas. I'm not going to lie. It definitely needs some TLC. It needs someone to come in with a little bit of creative flair. Just,
Superficial, really, aren't they?
that's it.
right.
Superficial TLC.
And we know she's only 2 hours down the road with your creative eye.
Yeah.
Bit of fishing afterwards out by the brook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The barbecue.
Yeah, oh, see, sorted.
Put the fish back.
We know where we're going on holiday. You've just got to buy it. Talking of buying it, shall we nip outside? And then for the last time, we're going to talk money.
OK.
Thank you.
Let's go.
This property, being the mystery house, is something Paula might not have considered by herself and is completely different to the stone cottage she loved yesterday. But it does have its own merits, one being the views and another being this amazing woodland garden in an idyllic riverside setting.
This is really getting back to nature, isn't it?
Definitely.
Oh, it's made everything more complicated now.
Has
because
it?
That brook is so beautiful. And again, I wouldn't have considered a house actually in Snowdonia National Park, so that's going to make guessing the price quite complicated for me.
Well, let's see how we get on with trying to put a price on this unique mystery house.
£247,000.
Right, that's very definite, wasn't it? 247, OK.
I'll say £210,000.
Interesting. You're the closest, but you're still over. The asking price is £195,000.
Gosh. Right.
I think it's a good opportunity for you two to have a browse on your own now, especially as you know the price. And come and find me when you're ready. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful house, idyllic setting. What is there not to like?
Well under budget, this charming cottage may need a bit of TLC to turn it into Paula's dream home, but it definitely has potential. There are 3 bedrooms, providing Paula with a guest room as well as a dedicated office, a great open-plan kitchen with conservatory for dining, and a good-sized garden in a sensational woodland and waterside setting right in the middle of the Snowdonia National Park.
I think the mystery house is okay, but the main thing for me is the spectacular views that it has. It's absolutely amazing.
When you first look at the house from the outside, you don't appreciate how close it is to the water. And then there's this wow factor when you actually step to the back of the house and see how beautiful it actually is out here.
All 3 houses are done. I think you two should have a chat, and I'm going to catch up with you and find out, Paula, well, what your next step is going to be.
Brilliant, thank you.
North Wales is home to the Clwydian Range and the beautiful Dee Valley. Nestled in this valley is the town of Llangollen, known for its historical feats of engineering. The Pont Cysilti aqueduct stands at an impressive 126 feet. An icon of the Industrial Revolution, there are 11 miles of canal that carry 1.5 million litres of water through the Vale of Llangollen. The famous Llangollen Railway is the only standard gauge heritage railway in North Wales. Dating back to the mid-19th century, the line had closed down in the 1960s, before it was rescued by local enthusiasts. I'm meeting volunteer station master Dave Shilliam to find out more.
Well, Dave, good to meet you. This is a magnificent station. When was it built?
It was built in the latter half of the 19th century. Its main usage originally was for freight because of all the local industry.
And then when were passengers introduced to the station?
Passengers came when it was discovered that we could extend the line to the West Wales coast, and they came from round about the turn of the century.
And suddenly tourism exploded, didn't it?
Yes.
We have a wonderful locomotive behind us. What is she?
This loco is an 060 pannier tank Great Western locomotive built in the 1930s.
I can see the steam. I'm presuming it's going to be leaving any minute now.
Yes, we're ready for departure, so shall we get on board?
I'd love to. Thank you, sir. I'm looking forward to this.
The once thriving line officially closed to passengers in 1965, following British Rail chairman Dr. Beeching's Railway Systems report that revealed a decline in use. The line then closed to goods 3 years later, and much of its infrastructure was removed or demolished. But the community revolted. A group of volunteers got together, and in 1975, work started to repair the railway, bringing the heritage line back to life for visitors like me to enjoy today.
Now, Dave, when you said I could kindly join you on the train, the last thing I expected was a cream tea.
Very nice.
So tell me a little bit more about the volunteering. How did you get involved?
Well, like a lot of other volunteers, when I retired 9 years ago, I'd always been keen on railways, so I visited my local heritage railway and asked if I could volunteer.
So without the volunteers, there'd be no locomotive, there'd be no station, there'd be no railway line.
Correct.
Now, I know you're the boss, being the station master, but are you allowed to partake?
Because I'm the boss, yes.
What are you going to go for first? I'll do the teas and the coffees.
I think I'll go for a strawberry.
Go on then. Start gently, as they say.
The original railway line ran across North Wales from Ruabon to the coastal town of Barmouth. The 10-mile stretch running today transports passengers from Llangollen through the valley alongside the River Dee to the town of Corwen, taking a leisurely 1 hour and 40 minutes.
So, Dave, why have we stopped by this river?
This is the end of the line, Nikki. It's Corwen Station. It's a temporary station. We're building the permanent station at the moment.
Are
further
you?
into the town, yeah.
It's continuous, isn't it?
It is.
Have you got some work for me to do?
How are we shoveling coal?
I think I could do that. I might need to borrow some gear, though.
Yes, we've got just the thing.
Dave is one of around 260 volunteers responsible for running the 4 locomotives currently in service. I'm helping driver Graham Hoyland on the footplate for the return journey.
Hello, Graham.
Hi.
I believe this is where all the magic happens.
This is indeed where all the magic happens.
So now apparently I'm going to get hot and dirty. Is that right?
That is correct.
coal does this loco take?
Today we use about a ton and a half.
Do we need a bit of brawn, a bit of woman power here?
Bit of woman power.
Okay. See some workers there.
What a great privilege it is to be able to witness this classic piece of engineering in action. Although I must say it's pretty hard graft, so I think in future I'll stick to being the passenger.
Well, North Wales has certainly delivered this week. And I think both Paula and Sheila saw one house that, well, it really did shine for them. Let's see if I'm right. It's been a great few days, ladies, hasn't it? So, Paula, I wonder if we've got close to making your dream a reality.
It's suddenly starting to feel scarily real that this is actually going to happen, yes.
Got quite a good indication which was the favourite house, but I want to hear it from you. Which one?
House number 2 left me gobsmacked. It was so beyond what I'd even hoped for. To get that within my budget, which I thought could have been a problem, was thrilling. I'm definitely going to be going and having another look at house number 2.
And what is it about that property that really worked for you?
It had everything I asked for. It had the stunning views out onto the farms and the fields. And in addition to being a pretty Welsh cottage, it also had spacious rooms.
Yeah.
So I can't think of very much wrong with this at all.
Now, your house is currently on the market in Leeds, so what happens next with this move?
I want to get back here as soon as possible and have another look round that house. I'm pretty confident that the house is what I want, but what I didn't see much of was the area. I need to go back and have a look at Denbigh, which is the nearest big town.
Sheila, overall, what's your thoughts on the last few days?
Very exciting. Very pleased Paula's found a home that she could call a home and feel comfortable with. Bit disappointed because I won't be seeing her.
Oh.
But on the other side, I'm really pleased for her. She deserves it.
You're a true friend, aren't you? You're going to be the first guest. No doubt. And you love the house as well.
I love it.
Well, what a successful week. I think we now should celebrate a little piece of cake, don't you? Bit of Barrabrith. Help yourselves, girls. I must admit, I get a real buzz when you can show someone their perfect home in the most idyllic of settings, all for under their budget of £250,000. And that's exactly what we achieved for Paula here in North Wales. The fact that she's going for that all-important second viewing is music to my ears, and I'm hoping that she'll be living with a view just like this one very soon. I'm keeping everything crossed, and I'll see you again soon on Escape to the Country.
If you would like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.